Hi, my name is Kerri Medina, and I have been a college advisor for nearly 17 years now. I started out with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, and I worked in one of the largest schools in the state of Florida with almost 5,000 students, where I was helping 1,200 seniors at a time, which was definitely overwhelming sometimes, but it was fun. And I loved doing what I did. I transitioned later and I worked for the school district as a curriculum specialist, and I ran a mentoring program in 54 public high schools. And I enjoyed that work when I got to work with students, but I realized through that position that that wasn't what I loved the most. What I loved the most was actually working directly with students and their families. And I had continued to do college advising on the side as a private college advisor on my own throughout the time that I was the curriculum specialist running the mentoring program in Dade County. And so when I found the job opening at International College Counselors almost 4 years ago, it'll be 4 years in July, I knew it was the perfect transition for me. And so I've been, like I said, working now with International College Counselors for almost 4 years. I work with all kinds of students. I have students who are top academic students, and they are applying to the Ivy League schools and all of those kinds of things. I have students that have low GPAs, and we're applying for different kinds of things when when I'm working with those students. I work with a lot of our artistic students, students who do visual art, performing arts, music. In particular, music is something that I'm very passionate about because I have a 17-year-old son who is a musician and who is actually going off to college next year. So I feel like I have done college advising on so many levels now. I've done it in the public school system, I've done it privately, I've done it with my own child. So I feel like I have all of these different experiences that have contributed to my overall work as a college advisor. One of the things that I do here with International College Counselors that I was not able to do when I worked at the high school with so many students is I provide very highly personalized, individualized service for each of my students. And so we have a lot of one-on-one meetings. We have a specific plan that we create, and we follow that plan. We make sure aside from just grades and test scores, which are, of course, the two most important factors in the college admission process, but aside from that, I make sure that my students are involved in activities with purpose. We create a profile for them and figure out the best way to kind of market them to the schools that they're applying to, because that's really how you differentiate a student from other students that are applying that maybe have similar things that and look the same on paper. The way that we help our students the most, I believe, is that we help them differentiate themselves and stand out in a good way so that they're not just another piece of paper, so that the college actually gets to know the student through the essays, through the way that we've designed their resume. All of those kinds of things, I think, are the most important factors that we contribute as far as college advising goes. And I've had kids accepted to, I've had students accepted to all of the Ivy League schools, MIT, Stanford, to top public universities, everywhere from Michigan to University of Florida to, University of Virginia, you know, all over the place. And then we have students that are accepted to, Northeastern, Boston College, Boston University, all of the top schools in the country, really. In addition to, of course, second-tiered and third-tiered universities as well. And I also work with medical school and dental school and law school applicants. I work with lots of international students. I have worked with students everywhere from China to Colombia to Brazil to, Venezuela. And I love working with the international students. It's such a different process than it is for students who have grown up here. And so one of the things that's really nice is when working with an international student, sometimes there are opportunities that are available to them that might not be, as strong a possibility for students who have grown up here. and making sure that the international students know exactly what they need to do at the time they need to do it, whether they should take the TOEFL or the IELTS, um, you know, what kind of financial documentation do they need. All of those things are part of the process, in particular when working with international students, as well as making sure that essays are targeted exactly the way that they need to be. Sometimes, you know, for students who've grown up here and speak English, as their native language, it's easier for them to maybe understand how to write the essay. And so a lot of the work that I do with international students and all students really involves the essays and making sure that those essays are on target and are on topic and say exactly what it is that they need to say. Um, and I would really love to be able to work with you guys. So hopefully we can make that happen.